Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Adam Dixon. Today we're going to be discussing Windsurf. Let's get started. So, what is Windsurf? Windsurf is an AI-driven IDE. As the website says, it's the first agentic IDE, and then some. Windsurf editors where the work of developers and AI truly flow together, allowing for coding experience that feels like literal magic. So that's a lot of jargon and a lot of stuff on their front page. But basically it's an agent that uses Copilot to increase the workflow of programmers. So let's first start off with how to download Windsurf. So when you first get into Windsurf, you'll notice that there's a little YouTube video here and a place where it says download the Windsurf editor. You want to click on the Windsurf editor, download, and then download the 64-bit version of it. There's also other, if you're not using Windows, so if you're using Macs or Linux, there's also those as well. But for this one, we're just going to be downloading for Windows because that's what I have. And this is what it comes out to look like. So this is Windsurf in its IDE format, or form. And right now, we have a little project already started. So I've already have a folder here for our horror maze game that I want to build using Windsurf. So let's get started. As you can see, you have the IDE with your Explorer. Looks very similar to Visual Studio Code, which is pretty standard for a lot of coders, a lot of programmers. And right here is where you write the prompts that you need in order for the AI agent to write the code. So right here you can choose different agents with different companies. So Claude, GPT-4o, DeepSeek here, Gemini, and you can also change whether to write or just chat. So if you wanted to just chat, you click on this and basically ask it a question. So let's say, what is Windsurf? And it'll kind of explain to you what Windsurf is. First agentic IDE, kind of stuff we already covered. So let's start a whole new conversation. But let's write to our file. Write to our project. So let's get started. What is it that we want our agent to help with? So let's just ask it a prompt. Let's say I want you to help me create a video game that is a scary 2D 2D maze where a creature is following you through a randomly generated maze. Let's give it a little bit more detail on what our what we want our maze to look like. So I want the maze to have multiple paths to the exit, because we don't just want one path so that the creature doesn't just follow that one path and then get you immediately. And let's see. And I want the maze to be I think that's good. Have multiple exits. Let's see. What else do we want? Let's just go with that for now. Okay, so it's generating our text file. So you want to use Pygame. So I've used Pygame before, but let's ask it what Pygame is after it's finished. As you can see, it's creating the files. So requirements, text, readme, how to install, run the game, all that kind of good stuff. Just gonna have to give it a minute here. But so far, it's kind of understood what we want out of it. And is using the proper requirements that we would see if we were to create a game like this, just by hand. This is taking quite a while, actually. Okay. So it looks like it's generated some code here. And it's used random, numpy, enumerate, and Pygame. So now it's letting us know. So after it's created this, it's letting us know what it is that we need to do in order to run the game. So make sure we have all the requirements. And when you are accepting and rejecting things, for now we're just going to keep all the changes, but keep in mind that if you do know what you're looking for and what you want to do, you can also kind of reject some things and accept others. So let's just install the requirements here. And that'll take a second. To install everything here. So it looks like here. There's an error here. Taking into account all the packages that are installed. So I noticed that it has a kind of a hard time doing dependencies. Depending on what it is, but let's just try running it. See if it it runs without having to do much of anything. Yeah, it looks like it couldn't do it. It was instantly taken out. So let's open up a terminal here. A new terminal, you can press Control Shift plus as well, or Control Shift and that little symbol. And let's see if we can install those dependencies ourselves. So that was Pygame, right? Install our requirements.txt. Let's just copy it and see if that works. So we have Pygame and then NumPy, but I don't know. I don't think. Okay, it's already satisfied. So let's try running it through here. Okay, so line 3, import num as np, no module named numpy. Seems like it's having a little bit of trouble here finding np. So I'm not gonna do any code here because that's not the point. I want it to code for me. So let's just copy and paste this into the chatbot here. And let's see if it can figure out what the problem is. Install requirements again, but this... blah, blah. Okay. So it wants us to run this terminal command, but we already did that. So maybe it could be the fact that we're on the wrong interpreter. Select interpreter. Let's just go with this one. And let's try running this one now. Oh. So it looks like we got it there. We got it running there. Let's just reject this. We got it running, but we instantaneously lost. Meaning that probably the creature that we created is incredibly fast. Let's slow it down a little bit. The creature is too fast, and the game is ending before I can play it. Slow down the creature to be slower do we make it slower than the player? Probably not. So let's just do slower. Or to take steps every half a second. Let's try that. Okay, so it's generating, and it looks like it has some changes here. So it made it so that there's delay between the movements. Okay, all right, let's keep the changes and let's try it out. instantaneously lost for some reason. I wonder what the problem is. Let's see. The game is instantly going into a losing state and closing after we run the game. Let's wait for it to make its adjustments. So as you can see, it generates a lot of code quickly, but you have to fiddle with it a lot before it can make anything that's useful. Let's see. Create, okay. So it might be that the creature and the player is also spawning at the same spot. So let's try running it again. Okay, so it looks like it's having something work a little bit here. And it looks like it's kind of a game, right? So let's make it so that when the game is over, do not close the window. And the monster should be a little faster and follow the maze like the player. Also, let's make the monster spawn somewhere in the middle of the maze. Okay, let's see what it does here. So it should change some stuff here. So it checks the game condition, displays it, moves the creature. Check your game was over. So self.exit. So we don't want it to exit if the player wins or the player loses. We want it to keep the game running. So it should change something around here. But let's give it another few minutes to figure out what it wants to change. And it looks like it's changing some things. So these little numbers indicate what is being changed. So the lines that are being changed. So it added 80 lines and got rid of 61 lines of code. So let's just keep all the changes and then let's try it out. Okay, so this is kind of closer to what we want, but there's no way to like get around the monster. But it looks like it's working here. So as you see, there's a couple paths. We want to make it couple paths. Make it so that the that from the start of the maze, we have multiple paths to the finish. And make the monster much faster. Okay, so that one shouldn't take too long to generate. Movement delay is probably going to change something somewhere here to make the movement faster. And then the paths. So draw. So I was going to draw the maze here. No, this is the maze draw. So where's make the maze? Okay, so it's right here. Looks like it's finished. Add multiple passes through the maze, and it's increasing its movement speed too. So let's try it again. That's a little faster. That looks a little better. Ooh. Looks like it wants to catch us now. It looks like we have a way out. And we win. That's pretty simple. And then if we want, we can add a couple other things. So make the you win screen more fun and interesting. So let's see what it says. It does with that information. It's a very simple, easy maze game. Nothing really too crazy. It doesn't seem like it has to do too much in order to get it going. And it's in Python, so it's pretty easy to read as well. It's not terrible. I think it's a very interesting IDE. Is it incredibly useful? I don't know quite yet. It has its uses, so making something, if you have something in mind that you want to do and you just want to get like a bare bones of a documentation, or bare bones of the program that you want to make, this is a pretty effective way to get that going. But if you want something very specific, it will take a while to do this, to get it exactly what you want. So let's try running it now. Almost got caught there. All right. Yay! All right, and it does a play again too. So it even added an extra feature that I didn't ask it to do, which is interesting. I didn't ask it to create a play again button, but that seems like it's not too bad. It was pretty easy to do, and it's pretty easy to kind of run, and overall, I didn't hate the process of using it. But anyways, thank you for watching. For more information and more stuff about AI, check out my channel, and have a great day. Thank you. Bye-bye.